Alayam.
नव दानम ईश्वर दानम स्वभावश्च
Dhanam Ishvara Bhavascha.
क्षात्रं कर्म स्वभावजम्
Kshatram Karma Savavajam. Sauryam Tejo Dhritirdakshyam.
शौर्यं तेजो धृति
ज्योतिर्दाक्षं
Yuddhe Chape Apalanam.
युद्धे
ते
चापि
चापपलायनम्
Dhanam Ishvara Bhavascha.
दानमीश्वर भावश्च
Kshatram Karma Savaibhajam.
क्षात्रं
कर्म
कर्म स्वभावजम्
स्वभावजम्
Suryam tejo dhritirdakshyam
Shauryam Tejo
ज्योतिर्दाक्षं
Dhritirdakshyam.
yudhye chapi apalayanam.
युद्धे
ते चापि पलायनम्
Nam.
Dhanam ishvara bhavascha
दानं
दानमीश्वर भावश्च
Bhavascha.
kshatram karma swabhavajam.
कर्म
Kshatram Karma
कर्म
Savavajam.
स्वभावजम्
Okay, we'll go for synonyms. Shauryam,
Shauryam,
heroism,
heroism.
tejaha,
Tejaha,
power,
पावर
dhritihi,
स्थितिः
determination,
डिटर्मिनेशन
daksham,
दाक्षम
Daksham,
resourcefulness,
resourcefulness.
रिसोर्सफुलनेस
yuddhe,
Yuddhe,
in battle,
इन बैटल
cha,
च
and
एंड
and
api,
अपि
api,
also,
also
apalayanam,
अपलायनम
not fleeing,
नॉट
not
फ्लीइंग
fleeing,
danam,
दानम
Dhanam,
generosity,
generosity,
जनरसिटी
ishvara,
ईश्वर
of
Ishvara,
leadership,
of leadership,
bhavaha,
भावः
the nature,
the nature,
द नेचर
cha,
च
cha,
and
एंड
and
kshatram
क्षात्रम
Kshatram,
of a kshatriya,
of a
अभिक्षत्रियम
Kshatriya,
karma,
कर्म
karma,
duty,
ड्यूटी
duty,
swabhavajam,
स्वभावजम
born of his own nature.
born of his
ऑफ हिज ओन
born
नेचर
of his own nature.
Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leadership are the natural qualities of work for the Kshatriyas. Okay, let's discuss this verse. So we are in this section in 18th chapter discussing about the varnas. Like so far, like till yesterday we covered brahmanas and their qualities. So today we are going to speak about kshatriyas, and if time permits we will go for next verse. So let's see the verse first. Sauryam tejo dhrutirdakshyam. So in this verse qualities of the kshatriyas are described. So Shauryam means heroism. Tejo, power. Dhruti, determination. And Daksham means expertise. And Yuddhe chapi apalayanam. Dhanam ishvara bhavascha. Kshatram karma svabhavajam. So Shauryam means heroism. Heroism means like, the strength. And as this place is a place of danger, so the kshatriyas, the kshatriyas meaning is kshatrayate iti kshatriya. So who is who gives protection to the people. So to give that protection, he has to save the people in his kingdom from the dangers. So why the dangers is, this place is defined as padam padam yet vipadamna tesham. So every step there are the dangers. From that danger to protect, to give protection, so he has to show his heroism. It means that he has to discharge his duty. So the prescribed duty of the Kshatriya is to protect the people. So it's not like easy to discharge the duty, like we may see like it's kind of a fun to in the battle, like we see not a fun, we see like a easy task to target the target with the arrow the when the hero is battle in the battlefield, but it requires a lot of strength and at the same time lot of mental and mental concentration to reach the target when they throw the arrow. So to require that one they need strength also, the physical strength and the mental strength too. So they have to be strong enough to show their heroism. So here heroism is nothing but the abilities which the Krishna has given in them, but as per they are situated in the according to the social varna, they have to protect the people. So that's why the heroism is a quality of Kshatriya. And Tejo means, as I said, they need power to execute his prescribed duty. And Dhrutir means determination. So they have to determine to reach the target or to chase the enemies. Like, that determination should be there when they are in the battlefield or when they have any kind of goal to protect the people in the kingdom. So that determination should be there in them. And next, Daksham. Daksham is expertise. Expertise means like everybody have like, the abilities Krishna has given. So as a Kshatriya, so one should be expertise in kind of different arts, martial arts which they use in the battlefield. So that expertise or resourceful kind of like talents or abilities which he has, that's going to define how strong he is, how competent with the other enemies, like that. So that is resourcefulness and courage in the battlefield. So yuddhe chapi apalayanam. Apalayanam means leaving. So one should not leave the battlefield when they are in a in a situation where they are going to lose also, they should not leave. As per the prescribed duty of a Kshatriya, he has to fight against the enemies. And even if they fail or if they lost the battle and if they die in the battlefield, they are going to attain the heavenly planets. So due to that one, the prescribed duty of Kshatriya is to give protection, and he has to be there in the battlefield. He should not, in fear, he should not leave the battlefield at any case. So these are the qualities. Next, generosity. So generosity is nothing but here Dhanam. Dhanam is already described by Krishna in 17th chapter, like charity in 3 modes, and I think 17, 20, 21, 22 it comes. And before that one in 16th chapter, like when the qualities of divine and demoniac, first 3 verses 16.1 to 3, there also the Dhanam is described. So Dhanam is also one of the quality of Kshatriya. So if you see in the history also, kings used to give charities to the people, and that's Dhanam is there as a one quality of Kshatriya. And next, Ishvara Bhava. What is this Ishvara Bhava? Ishvara Bhava is like a it's kind of a role. He is like an agent to execute the Krishna's will. Like sometimes, like he has to say, when Kshatriya is in battle and he thinks that I am the controller, or if he keeps himself in the center, then he is not in Ishvara Bhava. So like if you take Arjuna was in battlefield and Krishna said all this Bhagavad Gita to him, but he situated Krishna's will to execute, he became an instrument. So even Kshatriyas also, when they are in battle, they have to live according, they have to execute their abilities for the pleasure of the Krishna or in the service of Krishna. So then that bhava is called Ishvara bhava. But it's not like a thinking I'm the controller, I control the whole kingdom, I have the army and everybody listens to me. If that is there, then he is not in a Ishvara bhava. Ishvara bhava is nothing but Krishna has the plan and he is an instrument to execute that plan. And that Krishna's plan he may use in the to execute Krishna's will. He use his abilities, keeping Krishna in the center. If you see in history, a lot of kings like who ruled the whole earth or the whole like big huge kingdoms, but they are the devotees of Lord Krishna, like Ambarish Maharaj, Bharata Maharaj. They rule the whole world, but they are the devotees. At the same time, they are not like not executing prescribed duties or not like that, but they executed the prescribed duties according to the Kshatriya dharma, and at the same time they're situated in the position as a great devotees of Lord Narayan. So that is the Ishvara bhava. Ishvara bhava means using abilities one has as an agent in the plan of Krishna's will. Okay, that is the Ishvara bhava. Then Kshatram Karma Swabhavajam. So these are the qualities of Kshatriya. So normally like all the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, Shudras, these four categories are the parts of the body. So let's discuss. This is the what I have for this verse. If I'll take a pause here. If anybody have any questions or comments related to this verse, we will take that one. Anyone have any comments? Okay, then we will go for the next verse. Maybe we'll discuss more after that verse. Yeah, 1844. Okay, you can repeat after me. Krishi Gorakshas Vanijyam.
Krishi Gorakshya Vanijam.
Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam.
Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam.
Paricharyatmakam Karma.
Parichayatmakam Karma.
Sudrasyapi Swabhavajam.
Shudrasyapi Swabhavajam.
Krishi Gorakshya Vanijyam.
Krishi Gorakshya Vanijam.
Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam.
Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam.
Paricharyatmakam Karma.
Paricharyatmakam Karma.
Shudrasyapi Swabhavajam.
Shudrajapi Swabhavajam.
Krishi Gorakshya Vanijyam.
Krishi Gorakshya Vanijam.
Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam.
Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam.
Paricharyatmakam Karma.
Paricharyatmakam Karma.
Shudrasyapi Swabhavajam.
Shudrachapi Swabhavajam.
Yeah. So we'll go for word to word synonyms. Krishi.
Krishi.
Plowing.
Plowing.
Go.
Go.
Of cows.
Of cows.
Raksha.
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 Protection.
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 Vanijyam.
Vanijyam.
Vanijam.
Trade.
Trade.
Vaishya.
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 Of a Vaishya.
Of a
Of a
Vaishya.
Vaishya.
Karma.
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 Duty.
Duty.
Swabhavajam.
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 Born of his own nature.
Born of his own nature.
Paricharya.
Paricharya.
Service.
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 Atmakam.
Atmakam.
Consisting of.
Consisting of.
Karma.
Karma.
Duty.
Duty.
Shudrasya.
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 Of the Sudra.
Of the Sudra.
Api.
Api.
Also.
also,
Swabhavajam,
Swabhavajam,
born of his own nature.
born of his own nature.
Translation: farming, cow protection, and business are the natural work for the Vaishyas. And for the Sudras, there are labor and service to others. This verse is speaking about the qualities of Vaishyas and Shudras. So here, let's see the verse Krushi Goraksha. Krushi means the farming. So plowing means the agricultural land, like, you know, who maintains that one. Krushi Goraksha. Vanijyam. Vanijyam means the business. So Krushi Goraksha Vanijyam. Vanijyam, Vaishya Karma, Swabhavajam. So these three are the prescribed duties or qualities of Vaishyas. So what is that one? Farming, cow protection, and business. So these three are taken care by Vaishyas. And Paricharyatmakam Karma. Paricharyatmakam means the service. What that one? The duty, like serving for the Sudras, labor and other services to others, those are the qualities of Shudra. So these are the two Varnas here described. So if you see all the four categories, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras, so these are like parts of the body of the Lord. So it described as Brahmanas are like a head, and Krishna, Kshatriyas are like arms of the Lord, and Vaishyas are the waist of the Lord, and Shudras are the feet of the Lord. So it's, if you consider the whole body, each and every part is important. So we can't say I don't want head, no, I don't want arms, we can't say that one. So to make the body function, or to make complete the whole body, we need each and all these parts of the body. So in the same way, these four varnas which are there in the society, all are must and needed, and one has to execute their prescribed duty as described in the scriptures, like how we read. So, and basically these four varnas are primarily focus, like primarily Brahmanas focus on ideas. Those are the intellectual people. And Kshatriyas primarily focus on people protection, people. Vaishyas primarily focus on animals and plants. So they take care of these things, animals. Then Shudras are primarily focus on things. So the other varnas also, they may take care of, like Brahmanas maybe take care of things, or Brahmanas may be handled with people. But the basic, according to the prescribed duties, the primary focus is like this, like these are the categories. So why all these varnas, as there are like, you know, every different like what do you say, conceptions, like, you know, where they have the tendencies to go in that way, because see, everyone is looking for the satisfaction in one way. So maybe Brahmanas may feel when they read more, or when they intellectually discuss something, or when they gain some knowledge, they feel satisfaction. So Kshatriyas are when they protect the people, or when they are in the battlefield fighting with the enemies, they may feel satisfaction. Or Vaishyas when they protect the cows, and when they are doing their businesses, so they may feel the satisfaction in life. And Shudras when they handle the things, when they serve the others through their abilities, they may feel satisfaction. So each one has like a different natural tendencies towards to particular way according to their prescribed duties. So related to these varnas, already Krishna spoke in the 4th chapter, 13th verse. It says, Chaturvarnyam maya shushtam guna karma vibhagashaha tasya kartaram apimam vidya kartaram avyayam. So there Krishna says, according to the 3 modes of material nature, so the work associated with the 4 divisions of human society created by me. So Krishna says it's created by me. Tasya kartaram apimam. So Krishna created that one. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am the non-doer, being unchangeable. So he is not any part of this one, but Krishna is the one who created this one. So why Krishna created this one is, so to maintain the society in a systematic way. So by creating, it's not like an way of like dividing the society in 4 divisions, but this division is going to help us the cooperation between the people with their abilities, so that they can competent each other in their way, in their natural tendencies, and they live in a cooperative way. So that is the mood behind this one. So let's read the next verse, so that after that one we'll discuss about Varnashrama a little bit more. So any questions, any comments in this verse? Okay, then we'll go for next verse. Then after this one, we'll discuss more. Okay, 1845. Sve sve karmani abhirataha.
Sve sve karmani abhirataha.
Samsiddhim labate naraha.
Samsiddhim labate naraha.
Swakarma nirataha siddhim.
Swakarma nirata siddhim.
Ita vindati tachrunu.
Ita vindati chachrunu.
Yeah, we'll go for synonyms. Sve sve.
Sve sve.
Each his own.
Each his own.
Karmani.
Karmani.
Work. Abhirataha.
Abhirataha.
Following. Samsiddhim.
Samsiddhim.
Perfection. Labate. Achieves. Naraha. A man. Swakarma. In his own duty. Nirataha. Engaged. Siddhim. Perfection. Yatha. As. Vindati. Attains. That. Shrinu. Listen. Translation. By following his qualities of work, every man can become perfect. Now please hear from me how this can be done. Okay, this is the key for all the previous, I think 4 verses. So here in this verse, Krishna is saying, by executing their own work, like as described as per their one, executing their own prescribed duties, every man can become perfect. So the purpose now it's described in this verse. So why 4 varnas, and let's discuss about that thing clearly. So there is a called Varnashrama Dharma. So Varna means the 4 things, like 4 castes like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and Ashrama is where one situated, like Brahmacharya, Gruhastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasa. So here in this verse, it's one Varnashrama Dharma is described. So Varnashrama means it provides a social structure for spiritual advancement. So that is the complete, the main theme of Varnashrama, the main purpose of Varnashrama Dharma is it provides a social structure for spiritual advancement, which is helpful to enlighten ourselves in spiritual path. So the ashrama is the one which provides time-wise progression in one's spiritual commitment. Like a time-wise progression means brahmacharya, gruhastha, vanaprastha, sannyasa. So in each of these ashramas levels, so one time-wise progression in one way, like when people are in gruhasthas, their progression is different, and when brahmacharyas, they have the different spiritual activities like that. Then Varna is the one which provides one's material needs in at least like uncomplicated way, like as they have the prescribed duties, they engage themselves in the prescribed duties to fulfill the material needs. And those activities, even whatever we are acting to fulfill the material needs, those actions are going to be harmonious way, in a way that once they can help, that activity is going to help them to advance in spiritual progress too. So if it is nothing but like using the abilities in a material way also, but use that activity in the service of Krishna. That is the main motto of Varnashram Dharma. Main thing is Varnashram Dharma is one has to execute their prescribed duty where they are situated, and at the same time those activities are going to help them to worship the Lord, to go closer to the Lord. So that's why like these four levels of varnas are going to help us to make us a clue or give a path to how to engage in material life. So by engaging in that activities, how can we connect to the Lord? So that is the Varnashrama Dharma. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a verse, it says, 13, it says, Ata Pumbir Dvija Shrishta Varnashrama Vibhagashaha Swanushtita Dharmasya Samsiddhir Haritoshana. So it says that it is therefore concluded the highest perfection of one can achieve by discharging the duties prescribed for one's own occupation according to the caste divisions and orders of life is to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. So what is the highest perfection one can achieve is they have to discharge their prescribed duties, whether according to the caste divisions or orders of life, those are ashramas. What is the purpose by executing these prescribed duties is to please the personality of Godhead. Haritoshanam. Ultimately, activities has to please Krishna, or Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is Krishna. So I want to read few sentences from this purport. Srila Prabhupada explains very well. So human society all over the world is divided into 4 castes and 4 orders of life. The 4 castes are the intelligent caste, that is Brahmanas, the martial caste, that is Kshatriyas, and the productive caste, that is Vaishyas, and the laborer caste, that is Shudras. These castes are classified in terms of one's work and qualification and not by birth. So this is not like by birth, this qualification. Then again, there are 4 orders of life, namely the student life, that is Brahmacharya, householder life, Gruhastha, the retired, that is Vanaprastha, and the devotional life, that is Sannyasa. In the best interest of human society, there must be such divisions of life. Otherwise, no social institution can grow in a healthy state. So this is the purpose behind the division of these 4 castes, because to maintain that social institution can grow in a healthy and safe way. And in each and every one of the above mentioned divisions of life, the aim must be to please the supreme authority of the personality of Godhead. So whoever may be, wherever they is situated in Varnashrama Dharma, whatever execution, whatever activities they are doing, those should be pleased. The aim of that one is to please the supreme personality of Godhead. So that this institutional function of human society is known as Varnashrama Dharma. So that is the Varnashrama Dharma's main aim. So the highest aim of life or highest perfection of the institution of the Varnashrama Dharma is to cooperate jointly for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. So that is the thing, to bring the cooperation between the 4 groups and those whatever in that, while cooperating also in that activities, through the activities, one has to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is what this verse is saying. So there are a lot of quotes from that Srila Prabhupada, which Prabhupada mentions, like, so if one follows Varnashrama Dharma very seriously for 100 births, then he'll get the post of the Brahma. So it's there. In Vedas, I think in scriptures also it's mentions that what Prabhupada mentions here. So if one do not take the principles of Varnashrama Dharma by accepting the 4 social orders, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, and the 4 orders of spiritual life, Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasa, there can be no question of success in life. So one has to execute, one has to take the principles of Varnashrama Dharma. Otherwise, even though they are situated in a high class, like learned persons, or very strength persons, or very talented persons, but there is no use if they are not following the Varnashrama Dharma or principles of Varnashrama. That is nothing but if they are not pleasing the Lord, if they are not using their activities in the service of the Lord, then however richest person or whatever abilities they have materially, those are in no use. So that's what Prabhupada says here. And one more thing, this Varnashrama Dharma is going to help the conditioned soul to get rid of from the clutches of Maya. So, and one more thing is this place is meant for the 4 problems of life, like birth, old age, disease, and death. So one who takes executes or situated in follows the principles of Varnashrama Dharma, they get rid of that one repeated birth of repeated birth and death. So they have to accept the Varnashrama principles from the scriptures, and through that one they can please the Lord. Actually, these Varnashramas are described by Bhaktivinoda Thakur as 3 Varnashramas are there, and those are Vedic Varnashram, Ashuri Varnashram, and last one is Daivi Varnashram. So here in 18.45, Krishna is describing Daivi Varnashram. So let's see a little bit more about what are the 3 kind of categories. So the Vedic Varnashram is nothing but it's go in a linear way. Linear way means Brahmana, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras are there, right? So if one is executing principles of Varnashrama Dharma sincerely, maybe like the Shudra will become like a ladder kind of thing, Vaishya, and Vaishya at the end, like, he'll become in the next birth as a Kshatriya, like that. It's a kind of linear way, Shudra to Vaishya, Vaishya to Kshatriya, Kshatriya to Brahmana, like that. But next one is the progress is always it depends on how many births we will take, how many lifetimes we will take to perfectly execute the prescribed duties at one particular level. So that is the way, linear way, and which is very time it takes a lot of time to rise ourselves to mode of goodness and to the higher level of the caste system. Then next one is Asuri Varnashram. See, Asuri Varnashram is nothing but they delight identifying themselves as a bodily level. So they think this Varnashram is nothing but it creates a conducive environment where they can practice spiritual practices. But at this Asuri Varnashram level, they think that they bring down the spiritual practices to the bodily level. They think that this body determines one's varna, like and identify with the body, and the higher cause of the spiritual practices, they make their low down the values, and they work for the selfish activities. It's nothing but atheistic Varnashrama, like they reduce definitely they reduce the value of the spirituality, and they bring down to the material platform, which is on the bodily based platform. So then the third one is Daivi Varnashram. Here Daivi Varnashram, which is described, explaining here in 18.45. What Krishna explained first in 42, 41, 42, 43, 44 is, so first described the 4 categories, then Brahmanas qualities, and the Kshatriyas qualities, and the Vaishyas and Shudras qualities. Then after that one, Krishna is telling, by these prescribed duties, by executing, by situating one in, by acting in that prescribed duties, one can attain, because one can become perfect. So that how it is Daivi Varnashram. So Daivi Varnashram is vertical level. Like even though a person who is situated in Shudra level, if he executes the principles of Varnashrama Dharma, if he lives according to the scriptures, and then he can even get liberation. So that is the thing. It's a vertical way of progression. And the Daivi Varnashram it's universalize the transcendence principle for see, bhakti means something but devotion. So the bhakti is the one which is Daivi Varnashram. So bhakti is going to universalize the access to transcendence. It means that the bhakti practices are open to all. It's not like like only these people can practice or only these people know. So bhakti is open to all. It depends on the level of commitment and determination one takes. They rise themselves towards to the Krishna, or towards to the Lord, closer to them. So it's a free will. At the same time, one may be situated in a Shudra level or Vaishya level. That caste is not going to determine or stop their spiritual advancements. So just we take the social those categories as described by Krishna, a means to achieve the spiritual path, or a means to achieve the Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We take that social principles of Varnashrama Dharma, and we try ourselves to implement spiritual practices in a way one can attain in wherever they are, in wherever caste they are, wherever Varnashrama Dharma, wherever level they're situated, they can easily, they can directly attain the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or they can get liberation too. That is nothing but to get rid of the clutches of the Maya. That is, get rid of the four problems of life. Those are birth, disease, old age, and death. So this is the universal principle of bhakti. So bhakti is open to all the castes wherever they are situated. And at the same time, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced the Sankirtana Yajna in this age of Kali Yuga, which is open to all and which is easiest way to attain the prema for Supreme Lord, prema bhakti. So the highest stage of bhakti, prema bhakti, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made it as a simple way where everybody can access by chanting the holy names of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So there is a quote from Vishnu Puran. It's quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, 8th chapter, 58th verse. It goes like this: Varnashrama charavata purushina parah puman Vishnur aradyati panta nanyat tattosha karanam. So this verse says the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, is worshipped by the proper execution of prescribed duties in the system of Varna and Ashrama. There is no other way to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One must be situated in the institution of the four Varnas and Ashramas. So it means that, so wherever we are situated, whatever activities we are doing, one should, that activity should the aim of that thing is to please Supreme Lord, to please Vishnu. So the main plan behind this division of the society is to make this society or this institution as a means or as a chance to improve ourselves and to improve our bhakti. Utilize this system and get back out. Get out of this material condition and go back home, back to Godhead. For this one, this systematic plan is created. So that's where this Varnashrama Dharma is going to help us. So in our spiritual progress, so one has to know these things. And one more thing is, when in Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 19th chapter, it's a title as a descriptions of Jambudvipa. There in the summary, like Prabhupada mentions, the Varnashrama principles, even if it is temporarily any disturbances comes, but there Narada Muni says, like, one has to execute the Varnashrama Dharma. At any moment, even some come in executing of that one has to at any moment, one has to revive those principles, come back to the Varnashrama Dharma, come back to the prescribed duties. So the effect of this Varnashrama Dharma is it gradually elevates to the spiritual platform and liberation from the material bondage. So it's not only like, structure of the society and ashrama, but that structure is going to help us to elevate ourselves towards the spirituality. So take an example of nowadays, like we are seeing all these farmhouses, like devotees are developing, like Govardhan Eco Village and some other farmhouses like Maharajas develops, right? So that is the Varnashram. That is the when see sometimes devotees may not able to execute their spiritual practices in some kind of environments where they are situated in a mode of passionate, like too much of city life. Sometimes they feel like, can't able to execute spiritual practices in this environment. So the devotees may form a group, and they make kind of like this farmhouses and environment create according to the scriptures, saying that one cooperating each other. If one is doing one ability, he is talented in something, and other person is talented in something, they take a land and they open a schools themselves, and the school is going to teach the scriptures, and each other they are cooperating. Whoever have the talents, they form like a society, like all the kids in that community goes to one school, and that school is also maintained by the same group of people, and the standards of the school is more towards to the inclined toward the spirituality. So all these farmhouses and everything is to improve the cooperation between the people and improve the material life in such a way that one which is going to help us to go towards to the spirituality. So that's why this Varnashrama Dharma is kind of helping us to move towards to the spiritual path. So that's what I have, and if anybody have any comments or questions, I'll stop here and we will take that one. Thank you all. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments or any points anybody have to share? Hare Krishna, am I audible to all?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you. So you did this verse from Madhya Leela about from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Shashtakam. Of the social letter also, he says, neither I am a Brahmin, neither sannyasi, I am just, the servant of the servant of the servant, Dasanudas, like Gopi Bhartur Dasanudas, Dasanudas. So how do we reconcile these two? I mean, he kinds of rejects the Varnashram over there, right? He says, all I am is the servant.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhu. So you are the best person to answer that question, Prabhu. So I can share my thoughts, but as Mahaprabhu says that verse, like, Nacha Vipro Nacha Narapatir, so it means that like he's identifying himself. I'm not a Brahmana, I'm not a Kshatriya, I'm not a Vaishya, I'm not a Sudra, and all the levels of Brahmacharya, Vanaprastha, Sannyasa, and Grahastha, but he identifies as himself as a Gopi Bhartahu Padakamalayur Das Dasanidas, like he is a servant of the gopis, servants of the gopis. So to rise that platform, maybe one has to execute the Varnashrama prescribed duties to understand the position of that verse, or to understand the meaning of that verse. One need like a basic kind of backup work. Maybe that is going to help us to understand the means of that verse, Prabhu. That's what I my thought, Prabhu, on that one. So one needs something behind to understand to that portion. As Mahaprabhu says, he is identified himself as a servant of the gopis. But to understand that verse and his position, we need sadhana, spiritual sadhana. We need something backup, like, like if a new person comes and we say, like, you are like, this is identification, means he may not take, but he, after some practice, he may understand the situation, the theme of the verse. So to practice that thing as a backup, maybe the Varnashrama Dharma is going to help them. So after the practice, they can understand the theme of that verse.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji.
If you have anything, you can add.
They also kind of, basically, I won't say they rejected. Oh, I'm sorry, Mataji. You are not able to hear me?
Now we can hear, Prabhu.
Okay, no, what I was saying is, the Gaudiya Vaishnavacharyas, I think they kind of did not accept the philosophy of the Varnashram system.
Yeah.
They did accept the principles. I mean, the structure, yeah, the social order was accepted, but the philosophy, as you were also kind of hinting towards it, the philosophy, if you read in the Manusmriti and other scriptures, kinds of says that, for a Shudra, after he executes his duty as a Shudra for 100 years, then he becomes a Vaishya. Then yes. Vaishya has to basically live like that for 100 lifetimes. Then he becomes Kshatriya. Then from Kshatriya he becomes a Brahmin, and then only a Brahmin can actually get liberated. Yeah. Before, nobody else other than a Brahmin can get liberated. That is kind of the philosophy of the Varnashram. But yeah. I think our Gaudiya Vaishnavacharyas rejected that philosophy. Not rejected, but did not accept that philosophy. They said Bhakti is the highest. Through Bhakti, you can actually transcend the four Varnas also.
Yes, Prabhu. That I said, like Daivi Varnashrama is vertical. It's like wherever they are situated, they can attain Bhakti to the liberation or to attain the Lord. But as it is vertical, means like just like accept the structure of the Varnashram and not the philosophy. So that's what I mean, like when it says vertical and linear.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. I think that makes sense.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Anyone have any comments or questions? Okay, 5 more minutes is there. If no one has any comments, we will end the call here. And allow for the prayers to all the Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpa tarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Just before we leave, right, I just do the quick one announcement. Like from tomorrow, the Kartik Mas is starting. So we will be chanting the Damodar Ashtakam every day at 6:45 p.m. before our Bhagavad Gita class starts. So devotees, please join if you are available. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. That's all, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Then we will end call. We'll wait for the Kartik month.
Tomorrow.
One more day. Sure. Hare Krishna all.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.